the kitchen of intrigue, Curt Jackson and Chris Callow are cooking up a batch of mystery soup.
Each episode serves a new blend of tips, tactics, trends, and tales from the business and design sides of the escape room world.
So grab your spoon, because this episode starts in 3, 2, 1.
Mystery soup.
All right, welcome back. I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Callow, here with my good buddy, as always, Curt Jackson. Curt, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. You know,
Good.
same. I mean, I say that. I put on a brave face, but it's
do you have snow?
we could
Did you
use
get
more
snow today?
business.
Yeah.
No snow today. It's been just rain a little bit, so the temperature's up a bit. You had snow?
We got these weird little, like, I don't like. Okay, have you ever exploded a beanbag and like the little hard, like, round balls on the inside? That's what fell out of the sky today here.
What?
So it like hurt my eyes when it hit me. Like, this is so weird. What happened? I don't know.
Like hail?
Not that big. Like little teeny tiny. So
All right. See, that's
I don't know.
you
It's
decide
very
to
weird.
move to Indiana. You have no
you
one to blame but
listen,
yourself.
Floridian that moved
I
to
mean,
Rhode Island.
yeah, you know what? I want to experience everything. But
That's right. I did say the other day was nice. We had really beautiful weather. I was out getting sticks to light a fire, and I kicked a stick, and I'm like, oh, I better pick that up. That'd be a nice stick to grab. And the stick slithered away.
slithered away.
That is not a stick. And
That's-
so
no, that's nightmare fuel.
there's times that I'm like, oh, this is why I didn't move to Florida, because the stick would have turned around and eaten me. So
True.
anywho, somehow we always complain about where we live here at the beginning of this.
We do.
Oh.
I think no matter where we live.
That's right.
Maybe we should move to Idaho.
Maybe with
Maybe.
potatoes.
Potatoes.
Speaking of Idaho, what a great segue. Totally unplanned. We have some wonderful guests on today. We have Matt and Jessi from Key Escape Rooms.
Hello.
Matt and Jessi, welcome.
How are you?
Good. How are you two?
We're great.
Yeah,
We're also having a lot of snow here.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a little depressing.
Yeah.
Is it beanbag sized?
No, it's fluffy.
Yeah,
So that's no, I don't know what I'm getting.
Before we started the show, we saw that you are in a themed hotel room, which is very cool. What place is this?
It's called the Black Swan Inn. It's in Pocatello, Idaho. And so it was our Valentine's date, but because of a blizzard, we had to reschedule it.
That
yeah,
is so cool. Do they have other rooms, like other themed rooms?
yeah. They've got like what, 6 or so. We've stayed at one other one before. It was like under the sea.
Under the sea, they have a
Ooh.
caveman themed room.
Yeah, a jungle. We did a rainforest. They have like another location in Idaho Falls. So
That's cool.
I mean, it's a perfect place for 2 escape room owners.
It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Chris, you need to go to these types of places and sell them your escape bags.
That's right.
Oh,
Put them in each room.
I have a bed and breakfast that's within an hour's drive of me that is an escape room. It's an overnight hotel escape room, like
Oh,
with hidden
nice.
passages. It's
Really?
a little, I think it's like $400 a night. So I've not done it yet, but it
We
looks
have
very
one.
interesting.
we have one in St. Anthony,
yeah, we did about spring break a year ago. That it's
the Yellowstone Bandits.
Yeah, and it's an Airbnb, but it's overnight, and it's an escape room like elements. It was
Yeah,
Our kids loved it.
our kids loved it.
cool.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun.
So they loved it. Were they were able to do like the puzzles and stuff? They were easy enough.
It was a mix. One of the goals was there was money hidden all over their hideout, and you had to find all their money, and it was in the most obscure places, up on the walls, behind pictures, under floorboards.
Ah.
And so anytime they found one of those, they were so excited.
They had some typical, I mean, like what you would see in any escape room business you went to. they had to shoot something on the wall, and there
Oh,
was something
cool.
would be maglock revealed, and
Yeah, there was like
Oh.
you were supposed to touch like two things and then something would pop open. Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff.
How old are your kids?
we have twins that are 11, and then an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
Boys.
all boys.
All boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessi, how do you feel about that?
I grew up with all brothers, so it's just what I'm used to.
Yeah.
The kids love to hunt for things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that is perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So Tina and I stopped by your place on our trip and been wanting to have you on the show and talk to you about all that. But before we get into it, why don't you just give us a general introduction to the two of you?
So I'm Matt Nelson,
I'm Jessi,
and we own OK Escape Games.
and we've been married for almost 13 years.
Yep.
That's right. And we are the owners of the escape room. We are also teachers.
Yeah, we're both teachers as well.
And like we said, we have 4 boys.
Yeah.
What do you teach?
I teach math to 6th and 8th grade, 6th through 8th grade, I should say.
I teach drama from kindergarten to 8th grade.
We teach at the same school.
Same school.
Yeah.
How long have you been part of Oki? How many years have you had that?
So we opened in August of 2022.
So about 2.5 years it's
Yeah.
been open.
Okay.
We opened our first location August 2022. We got into our second location almost a year ago. So
Yeah.
last April. So when we got into it, and then we opened our first room there in August
Yeah.
last year.
Yes.
Is it just at the 3 Northwest Main? Is it just the Scrying mirror? Is that what I'm seeing?
So far, that's the only
Okay.
one at that location.
Yeah, we'll probably have 2 or 3 more depending.
There's a lot of room to
That's
awesome.
expand.
And you got-
Yeah,
You got 4 at the other one, right?
we do.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. When did you all start doing escape rooms? I assume you played escape rooms before you opened. Okay.
Yeah, so Jessi surprised me for Father's Day in 2017 with an escape room with her parents as well. I had little to no idea what an escape room was at the time. And so we went, it was in Rexburg.
Rexburg, Idaho. Yeah.
And so it was just a small town. And I think it was just the cheapest one you could find, wasn't it?
One of the only.
And we,
It was about a guy who was an organist. Like he played the organ, but he also needed to find this organ transplant.
yeah, his liver or something. And
So we started playing any of the rooms that we could find around us. There weren't a lot, but we did all the ones around us.
Okay.
And then for his birthday in 2021, I wanted to throw him a surprise party. So I wanted to combine 2 of his greatest loves, which were The Office and escape rooms. So I put together an office escape room for him in our living room. I invited friends and family to come play with us. And I loved doing that. I loved putting it together.
yeah, and it was really cool. She completely transformed our kitchen and our living room into the office. I loved all the little Easter eggs that she put into it. The little small details were the thing I really loved about it.
And if somebody had mentioned, you could do this, you could charge people to come play this. And I put it on Facebook, and then I started having people reach out to me and were like, is it possible that you could recreate this for us? And I said, well,
Nice.
maybe. But again, it was just this prospect of, opening a business was pretty scary to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And around that same time, there was
A game, a
yeah.
survivalist type of game.
Yeah, it was called Escape the Millmore Murderer. It was in Blackfoot. And there's this old hotel called the Millmore Hotel. And it's really, at the time, really run down, really spooky.
Holes in the floor, wallpaper peeling.
Yeah, stuff like that.
This is a real
And-
place, like you
Yeah.
can stay
Yeah, it's
in.
real. Yeah, real place. And so you go, and they had this game where it was loosely based off of Dead by Daylight. I don't know if you guys know that.
Video
It's
game.
a video game. Anyway, you're running around looking for keys, and there's 3 levels to it. And you kind of have a tutorial. You find some keys, and then you go up to the top level, and then
The game starts in the 3rd level.
Yeah.
It's all very disorienting. They built it out it was for a haunt originally, but they turned it into this game. So there are hallways and corridors and rooms and
secret doors.
And the whole time you're being chased by a killer.
Yeah,
wow.
That's not awesome. I'm out. I was excited for a little bit. I'm out.
Chris would tap out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, sometimes Mike Myers, sometimes Jason,
Freddy Krueger,
sometimes a clown. So every time you went, you got kind of a different experience. And then it was a little bit like Capture the Flag, because you're looking for the keys. If the killer taps you on the shoulder, then you go into like a
locked room,
and then one of the other players has to let you out. And so it was just a lot of fun. And we did that, like 50 times?
Probably, at least. We take everybody we knew, we tell everybody about it. It was run by the local community players, the local theater group.
Oh.
But the owner of the building decided that he wanted to convert it into Airbnbs.
And so we knew it was going to be closing. And so then around that time, we thought, well, maybe we should just open up like a traditional escape room. And so we kind of were on the lookout. We weren't committed to anything, but we thought if we can get the right building, and because we felt like there's an entertainment hole in our town now, because that was like such a fun thing that we would do and other people would do. They would post pictures at the end, just like most like escape rooms do. And so we were seeing all these people that were coming to play, and we thought, man, well, if that's going to be gone, then we need to have something else. And so that was kind of how we decided to open up an escape room.
What are you talking about, entertainment hole? You've got the potato museum right across the street.
The cultural hub of Blackfoot.
That's
The potato
right.
museum.
That place was something with their little setup.
And there are a lot of people that come through for the potato museum.
Yeah, that was it was something. So who knew that Jessi getting you to go to this first escape room changed your life?
Yeah.
And here you are now with a second location. That's wild. Where did the name Oki come from?
So we noticed that every time we would play a room, anytime we'd find a key, we would go, "Oh, key."
Oh, key. It was like a little celebration.
Yeah, a little, and we wanted, something that we'd never heard before.
And also, yeah. I have a weird fixation with hardware, like doorknobs and hinges, and I really love keys. I love them in their form, and I love them in their function. I think they're pretty amazing. So, yeah, it felt right.
I like that. That's cool.
That's funny.
How did you get to that second? You talked to, it was within a year that you got your second location, even almost. How did that go about? That's crazy that you expanded that fast.
It is crazy. Well, we built out in our building that we were in, and we started to get that itch again. Like, we want to do more. We had acquired skills and knowledge and ideas, and we felt we wanted to keep on working. And the thing was, when we started the business, we thought, we'll build a room, it'll run for a couple years, and then when everybody's played it, we'll change it out.
And then once we filled up the first location, and we noticed that the rooms were staying consistently busy. They weren't slowing down. And so we decided.
Well, it was Matt. It was Matt who brought it up. And the thing is, not the risk taker in our, I mean, he's the more cautious one for sure. So he brought it up to me and he said, you think we could move into another building? And so we knew that we wanted to keep it close because I think one of our strengths is that we are able to be there. Like we can be there working on things and it's close to our home. And so I mentioned that there was a building just around the corner from our current building and it had a for lease sign in the window. So we called the number. Within an hour, we were inside looking at it and we were immediately inspired by the building. It's beautiful. It's a bank. It was built in 1912. It's got 20-foot ceilings and like mahogany finishing and marble floors, and it's gorgeous.
Wow.
I'm seeing
It's
some
really beautiful.
bank vault pictures. Is that from the bank or did you install those into it?
No, it's all original. It's all there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and there are a lot of rooms. And so within a week we signed a lease and then within a month we were working in the building.
So what's your most popular room right now?
It's probably a
Your game.
tie.
Yeah, it kind of goes through phases.
Seasonal.
Yeah, like, right after Halloween, we don't get a lot of people coming to play the candy shop. And, for whatever reason, people don't want to come play the potato room around, well, I mean, that one's pretty consistent. I don't know.
I think Scrying, Mirror, and Potato are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, and those are probably the two most popular, the potato room and Scrying Mirror.
I mean, listen, when we were traveling, we were looking for a room in Idaho to kind of check it off our list of, okay, we did a room in Idaho.
Yeah.
And we saw that you had this potato room. I mean, we couldn't pass that up. We that's the reason we came to you. I mean, it's a potato. It's little potato characters in this game.
Yeah.
It is adorable, and I could see people, especially anyone who's traveling, would definitely want to stop there if they're into escape rooms to play the Great Potato Escape. It's great. I mean, is that something that you thought, okay, well, let's build a game around something that is Idaho or that's local, or was that important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to do things that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Potato for sure we hadn't seen before.
No.
And
yeah.
Idahoans are crazy proud of potatoes. So we knew that would get locals, but it would also get other like you enthusiasts who've never seen something like that before.
The cool part is that we get people who are on the way to Jackson or Yellowstone and they stop by the Potato Museum, and the Potato Museum has been great. They let us put up a poster with a QR code.
And everybody there came and played.
Yeah, they've all come. Yeah, the owner had all her employees come and play. And I had a group that they were coming back from Jackson. They booked the potato room and they had never done an escape room before. They were looking for a way to kind of beat the heat, and they thought it sounded fun, and that was awesome. I wasn't expecting that kind of, I wouldn't expect somebody the first ever escape room they play, for that reason. But it's been awesome.
We saw the potato game and we decided, we're gonna look for an RV campground close. And the Potato Museum is part of Harvest House, so we just parked in their parking lot for the night. And we were like, perfect. We get to go to the Potato Museum and then walk across the street and do an escape room. So no,
every tourist spot in this
that's what Chris loves. Chris loves the touristy stuff too. Yeah,
the more kitschy, the better. I would love a potato museum. And so
you would love the Potato Museum.
Yeah, that'd be right up my alley.
And then the Scrying Mirror is a horror game.
It is,
and it's popular. So, people in Idaho like their horror games.
Yeah, they do.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all
It's
both.
about the potato
all-
famine.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Well, I don't know. Horror, I would define it as spooky. We try to be family friendly, so we don't have anything, overly horrific or gory in any of our rooms. But it is like it's a ghost story, and
But it's based on a true story.
that one's based on true story, and so
Oh.
it has that local flavor to it as well.
Nice.
Curt and I have talked about this over and over again, creating escape rooms and trying to get them started and stuff like that. What kind of hurdles and struggles did you guys have there in Idaho? Was there different struggles that you would say that you maybe experienced than other escape room business owners?
Yeah, well, so when we tried to get into our building and the owner of the building, our first location, the owner of the building was really leery of it. He thought it was, I think he thought it was something like escape rooms or something like unseemly. And so it took us a while to convince him that it was not going to be something weird,
Yeah.
something to add some entertainment to Blackfoot. So there was people really were not familiar. I mean, there are companies that have been there. I mean, in East Idaho, Idaho Falls has some, and they've been there for a long time. So there are some people that are familiar with it. 90% of people who come into our business, though, have never played an escape room before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it is an introduction to what it is.
Yeah. The biggest hurdle for me, it was just trying to get behind the whole idea of owning a business and being, I mean, for me anyway, it was just hard to kind of wrap my head around that because I just didn't think I'd be good at it.
But here you are.
Here
And
we
the
are.
and both of you are still teaching like full time, right?
Yeah, we both teach. Yeah.
Well, I teach full time. She teaches half the day.
Half the day I work, and then I work at an independent high school separate. So
Yeah. So yeah, she works. Yeah, I guess that's true.
yes.
Yeah, nice. And did you bring any skills, whether it be set design, tech, any skills that would carry over into an escape room business? Or is everything you're just learning on the fly, like I am?
Well, Jessi definitely brought a lot of her, because she designs sets for her plays,
Oh, yeah.
and she makes props, and so all of that transferred over really well. She's really resourceful. She has a vision of what she wants, and so I can see all that is skills that she had even before we built an escape room. Me, on the other hand, I like to tell people, I wish being a math teacher meant I was good at coming up with the puzzles. It doesn't mean that. I like to solve them, but I've had to try and learn a lot of, like mag locks and all that stuff. I've had to figure a lot of that stuff out.
He has a lot of skills. Like I'll say that, but he does the bookkeeping. He loves it. He loves like putting the numbers in the spreadsheet, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
He is like a tech whisperer.
No.
I mean, there'll be something that I swear I've tried every which way to make it work, and it just doesn't work. He'll come into the room and look at it, and then it works.
Yeah, that's actually frustrating for me too, because I don't know why it always does that. And so then sometimes she's like, make this work. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I actually can't make that work. And it's not working me looking at it. So yeah.
But, and
So-
also I think one of his skills is that his interaction with the people. He really loves people, and he's really great at remembering people too. And so when they come back, he's like, oh, hey, how's things going with this? When we read your email, he was like, yeah, I remember when they came. I remember like the conversation we had. I remember who else came that day.
Wow.
He's really good at that, and people recognize that, and it's really meaningful to them.
People usually remember us. They're like, "Oh, you're the duck people, right? You left
Yeah.
the duck." Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was when you guys came and played. Jessi, she sent me a text and she said, "These guys leave ducks. I know who they are."
The
Kick him out now.
enthusiasm.
Get him
Yeah.
out.
No, she was excited, and so that's why she came over because she wanted to meet you guys.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was really cool.
I think you had just written like a post about lobbies, and then you had a picture of like your favorite. I was like, this is so great. This is such a great resource. Yeah.
Nice, nice. That's funny. One of the things that people often will complain about are math puzzles in escape rooms. Being a no, you don't put those in there much. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's well. You got to understand, Jessi. She hates math, with a passion. And so yeah, I always tell people because when we first opened, we had people like, "Oh, he's a math teacher, so we know this is going to be math related or whatever."
We have a puzzle that's dates, but when people who like we have students who come in with their families and then they see it, they say these are fractions.
Yeah.
These are absolutely fractions, and we're gonna have to do some.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they think it's fractions, and sometimes I have to send them a little thing and say, Mrs. Nilsson banned all math from this. There's no math allowed, just to get them to see, like, yeah, we don't do math in our escape rooms.
No.
Tina's the same way. She hates math, so whenever she sees something in an escape room, she's like, "Curt, do it," because I'm semi
You're on
okay
it.
with math stuff. Yeah.
Hand it to Carrie. Here you go. This is not.
Oh man. Of the themes, obviously we talked about the potato theme, but the other themes like the Christmas, the candy, why did you choose those themes?
Well, the candy shop was the first one that we'd opened, and we wanted to play it kind of safe. We wanted to do something that a lot of people would be interested. It wouldn't seem too intimidating to people who'd never done an escape room before. There's a bit of whimsy in there. So we tried to play it kind of safe. And then kind of gradually, I think we tried to be a little bit more, this isn't something we've never seen before. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, and we knew there's lots of candy themed rooms, escape rooms, but we knew there wasn't any in the immediate area in eastern Idaho. And also there's an actual candy shop around the corner from us. And so we thought that would be kind of a nice tie-in. Somebody comes and plays our candy shop, and there's all this candy that they can't really eat, and so they always build up, like an appetite for candy. And then we figure we refer them to the candy store around the corner.
And they've come play their rooms too, and now they refer people to us.
Yeah, that was our initial idea, like have a little bit of
Collaboration with other businesses.
Yeah. And so that's how we did that one. The Bayou.
Oh, well, so I lived in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I love horror themed rooms. And so I know I wanted it to be scary. One of my favorite books it's called The Crooked House. It's by Agatha Christie. And it has this really crazy twist at the end. And I wanted to incorporate that kind of twist ending into it.
Nice.
So we did that. Sabotaging Santa was what we had seen other escape room owners talk about. You got to have a Christmas themed room. And so we decided to go that way, and it's true. It stays, I mean, it kind of dips off after December, but then it picks back up again.
Yeah, it's,
pretty fast.
Yeah, when we originally built it, we kind of were thinking if it really is dead, except for in December, then maybe we can swap it out. But yeah, it stays busy all year round. So.
And then the scrying mirror in our new location was actually when we started studying the history of the bank. We found out that the original president, the man who had the bank built, was a guy named D.W. Stanrod. But in Pocatello, there is a mansion called the Stanrod Mansion, and it's supposed to be haunted. And we realized it was his house. So we did research and found out he had who had a boyfriend. She was 16, and the boyfriend disappeared. The thing was, he did not approve of the boyfriend, so there was a little suspicion. And so she was kind of sick already. She had a kidney disease, but she was kind of sick, but she ended up passing away shortly after that happened in the house. And since then, there's been a lot of people have seen things in the house. So
wow,
that became the theme for our room in the bank.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm very interested.
Yeah.
So, and so I know
won't
you
do it,
have
but I'm
candy. You have candy in the lobby.
Yeah.
For when they come out, but there's no. We didn't play the candy room when we were there. There's no candy to eat in the game itself. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah. And we started giving people candy at the end because they were saying, "Oh, we really want some candy," you know. And so we thought we you know, it's the thing of, you know, we want to end on a high note, and who doesn't love a little piece of candy?
All right.
So tell me a little bit about your game design process. How do you go about designing all of your different games?
You know, it's interesting. We were thinking about it, talked about how many parallels there are between being a teacher and being an escape room owner and designing rooms. And one of the biggest things we realized, maybe we hadn't even like consciously done this, but we look back on it now. When you're in education, you learn about multiple intelligences, and you learn about how people don't always learn the same ways. There are people who learn better with music and kinesthetically and visually, and auditory learners. And we had kind of incorporated all of those learning intelligences into the room so that anybody who comes into the room can participate.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things, really.
Yeah. And I know Jessi comes up with the themes, so she'll get an idea. She has a vision for how she wants the room to look, and we kind of start with, you know, how it will look, and then we
have absolutes.
Yeah.
So if we have a potato room, we're going to absolutely have a barn. We're going to absolutely have a grain silo in the corner. We're going to absolutely have a mound of dirt with ridges on top where you can see the plow came through. And then we kind of say, and then how is the puzzle going to fit and make sense?
Yeah, and that's one thing that when we were building our first room, I would come up with an idea for a puzzle, and Jessi would say, "Well, why would that be in a candy shop?" And I was like, "Well, it's an escape room." And she's like, "It's an escape room second, it's a candy shop first. If you can't convince me why that would be in a candy shop, we're not doing it." And that was huge. That really helped me understand how to do this.
Nice. Yeah.
Do you start doing that when you play games? I've noticed my wife and I both do that as we go around like, this doesn't belong here. This should not be in this game.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just love puzzles, so I don't do that as much when we play a game. Like if it's a good puzzle, I don't even give it a second thought. But
I do.
yeah, but I know for when we design our rooms that's the way it has to be. So it's good.
It sounds like you're a good team.
We are a good team.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because we work together every day, all day.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I want to talk about your prices. Your prices are extremely low. And they're $20 a person, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It looks like some of the places that are near you are not much more, like $22, $23 or whatever, but there's one that's a couple hours away and they're over double. They're like $45 starting per person. So are you $20 because that's what people kind of in that area they're used to, or what's the reasoning behind it? And also, have you thought about increasing that at all?
So this is a tough question because we've thought about this a lot, and we thought about it a lot before we opened. We put a lot of thought into, because our thinking was we wanted to choose a price that we weren't going to have to change. And so we knew our own experience of playing escape rooms.
And it being like a first time, if it's like your first time and you look at a price, is that going to scare you away?
Yeah.
And that's most of I mean, our market is people who've never done an escape room before.
Yeah. And so we kind of compromised. I think I had wanted to go a little higher on the price. Jessi wanted to go a little lower, just
to be safe.
And also thinking about our own family. We've got there's 6 of us in our family. And so you think you want to go do something for an hour and you think about how much that's going to cost. And so we decided it's better to charge 20 a person and get people to come than if we try to charge too much and then nobody even tries it. And so that's what we decided, and that's what works for us. And so,
but you also have I was going to say, you also have the 4-person minimum online, but 2 people can play if they call. They can't book that online. So I guess that plays to having a little bit of a higher ticket price. Are 2 players calling to do that, or are they just going, we'll go do something else. It's kind of a 4-person minimum and we don't want to call? Or how are you finding that whole setup?
Well, it's tough to say because if they don't call us, we won't ever know. But occasionally we do get a group that is just 2 and they'll book it for 4. But usually, they'll give us a call and they say, "Can you do 2?" Yeah, you can do 2. The main reason we don't have it as an option on the website is because we feel the sweet spot, especially for first timers, we feel like the sweet spot is 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah.
Because if you've never done an escape room and there's only 2 of you, sometimes you just won't get through the room, even with, if you get hints. And so that's our recommendation. And so that's why we set it up that way. We won't turn anyone away, but when we were getting some, groups of 2 that were sometimes like first dates, like when we first opened.
Right.
And it was just painful, like to watch. We put the minimum of 4 on the website just to encourage people to bring as a double date or get a group of people together.
Gotcha.
I absolutely hate pricing things. Anytime we have to do something here at camp, I will go back and forth. Is this too expensive? No one's going to do it. Is it too cheap that we don't make money? I hate it.
You being so close to other places that are comparable in price, but if we go to like a regular a place where everything is, I don't know, $35 or more, and we see a place that's 25 or 20, that's usually a red flag. You're like, oh, we're not going to enjoy that. That's going to be 1 room with some boxes and some paper puzzles, which you all are very not that, right? You're legit. But again, you're in an area that is comparable. It's just when you see prices like that, it's always just like, wow, that is low, but it makes sense, and I understand what you're saying.
It's funny that you say that because it's usually the most pushback we get. People come and be like, "Oh, that was amazing," but the prices.
Really?
We say just Google it and find how much escape rooms usually cost, and
That's
then
ridiculous.
we'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the thing is, you have like on Google, you have 5-star ratings, you get great ratings. On Morty, which I don't usually look at. I look at Morty, and you have really, really good ratings on Morty too. That's not normally you see a place that low and it's all blue, like, but you're red and yellow. It's awesome.
Now, with your prices, this kind of ties in it. Do you guys have staff, or is it just the 2 of you?
Just us.
Just the 2 of us.
Yeah,
So that helps a little. You don't have to pay staff.
that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So
and
it's
I
just
think-
weekends, right?
Evenings and weekends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have some flexibility in the afternoon during the week as well, which helps. But yeah, it's mostly evenings and we don't have school on Friday, so it's evenings
At all?
and then
Any Friday?
nope. Our school is just Monday
Monday
through
through
Thursday.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
All
Because I was
right,
gonna ask
so-
him like, oh, you must have a holiday weekend since you're staying at a hotel and enjoying. Man,
Evenings,
nice.
weekends, 4 kids, and when do you sleep?
Uh,
Never, and especially when we're building a room, there's no sleep.
it's funny because
Wow.
he's really good at late nights. I'm really good at early morning. So
Yeah,
when
so
we were building the bayou, he'd be there until like 3 a.m. and then I'd show up at 5, and
yeah.
it was a crazy schedule.
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
I get home and then I'm getting into bed and she's rolling out of bed to go,
Keep building.
keep building, keep working on different stuff. But it's crazy. I don't know how we do it.
That is crazy. And so being in such a smallish town with your low reasonable rates, you're able to turn a profit and get a second location?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's unique necessarily, but we're just fortunate that it's worked out that way, and we get enough people coming to try it and spreading the word and bringing other people, and so it's been great.
We were
I mean-
worried initially that our location was going to be it was going to be a problem because it
Yeah.
is a small town. It's kind of off. It's not really like a destination that people are flocking to.
Potato
because it-
Museum. Come on.
Well, and you're not on the main street. You're kind of a street back as well.
So our
Yeah.
first location is, but our second location is right on the corner of a very busy intersection, and it's been
Nice.
one of the best advertisements for us
Yeah, because people see it every time they
constantly.
and so that's been great. The other good thing that we didn't realize was when we opened, we were getting a lot of people coming down from Idaho Falls and a lot of people coming up from Pocatello. So
Those are big cities,
Yeah.
cities, towns,
But-
not cities.
Yeah.
bit bigger than us.
Yeah.
So, like Blackfoot's kind of smallish, and then Idaho Falls and Pocatello are a little bigger. And so we were getting a lot of people, more than people from Blackfoot. We get people from Idaho Falls, Pocatello. And normally for Blackfoot, it's the other way around. People will leave Blackfoot to go do stuff. And so that was something that just ended up being really cool that we didn't think about. But it's helped us.
Well, then
So,
the Chamber of Commerce must love you. You're bringing people in.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
The other thing I was going to say is that since you don't have staff and it's just the two of you running things, I take it you're running multiple rooms at a time at the same time, right?
We don't
Not us.
we don't ever run more than one room at a time.
No.
Really?
The way
Alright.
we have it scheduled is if the time slot is taken, then that means that my time is taken. So I'll run whatever room in that time, and then on the weekends when we open up for doubles, Jessi has another time slot. And so we could have, 2 games going at the same, we stagger
Right.
them. And so we might have 2 games going at the same time, but it's always
Just us.
just us.
Just
I
one
mean,
game.
listen, your 8-year-old can run a game too, right?
Come on.
Our
on.
11-year-olds are pretty proficient. They really are, though.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
they become pretty invaluable to us.
Yeah, well, because
You're like,
We-
go
we-
reset.
Yes, I make my kids
They're
reset.
good at it too.
we
Yeah.
have them. We have 'em
Crawl
reset
under there
for
and do
us.
that for me.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So besides the the new building there, kind of on the main
Corner.
drag. Do you have any other
Yeah.
marketing that's working for you?
We tried. We had an ad when we first opened. We had an ad at the local movie theater. Just before each movie, they throw up our name and just a little bit of info about it.
We do
'Cause-
social media.
Yeah, but it just we stopped doing the ad at the movie theater because we'd ask people, "How'd you hear about us?" And
Mhm.
we did it for about a year, and in that time, we had maybe one person say they saw the ad at the movie theater, and so
It's almost always Google.
yeah, oh yeah. So
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, listen, one of the kids resets, one runs a third
Mhm.
room, and the others get them potato outfits, stand on the corner
Yes.
with the name. Right?
When we do parades, we have one, our son Grant, he is always the potato. He has to be the potato.
yeah,
He feels like a celebrity.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
he
love
just-
it.
Stayed in the window at our new location, but yeah, he wears it sometimes.
Wait,
Yeah.
so like the businesses in the parade? Like that's one of the things that you do?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we've
yeah,
done
yeah,
parades.
yeah. We do parades. Just
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah. So we were thinking about, we've got our mystery soup escape room machine, our Scooby-Doo van.
Ooh,
yeah.
And we were thinking about the same thing, like getting into local parades and stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that you do that.
Getting into the
cool.
local parade scene.
Yeah, you always got to bring a lot more candy than you think.
Oh yeah. So much
Right.
candy.
So much. The other thing, we had a restaurant come and do a trade out. So they gave us restaurant gift cards for bringing their staff to play escape
Oh.
rooms.
Yeah.
And every year during October, they do a trunk or treat, and you have to bring the van next year. And we're like, we will be there.
Yeah, that would be so cool for a trunk or
Yeah.
treat.
Right, right.
Uh,
Yeah. So what does the future hold? I mean, obviously you have this new location, you have space for multiple rooms. Is that what the next, that like your focus is going to be, is just building that space out?
It's one of them.
All right. What
We-
else we got going
So
on?
another thing that we've kind of introduced since we've opened the new location is we do mystery dinners.
Oh,
Since October we've done 5.
Yeah, we've done 5 of them. We've been pretty fortunate because they've sold out relatively quick, and so yeah, we'll probably keep doing those. And
how many people do you cater to for those?
We usually cap it at 20.
yeah,
We don't want it to get too crowded. Oops.
And you're selling out on the 20? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we work with a local restaurant and they cater everything. We write the scripts, we come up with the characters, then we mail out all of the character information so people just show up in costume and
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing any school programs?
no,
Interesting.
maybe
no,
one day we'll talk our principal into letting us teach a escape room project class.
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
even doing like a in-class escape room that focuses on the curriculum as far as
Very
puzzles go and
STEMmy
that type
too.
of thing.
Yeah.
Very STEMmy. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we are into
Nope. Pause.
Nope. We are not.
Pause.
Chris has got something going on.
Because we've not talked about the merch. I
We
need.
The
got to talk
merch.
about the merch.
It is so cute. It actually reminds me of the Jackbox trivia, the murder trivia party.
Oh,
The little
yeah.
monsters you have. I
Yes.
love your merch though. Tell me about this. This is awesome.
So Matt's mom makes all of that. She's really good at just looking at something. She's able to create it. We asked her to make something representing the different rooms and she just threw them together. So we have little
Nice.
plushies for each of the rooms.
yeah.
It's awesome. It's so cute. I want that little, I don't even know what it is. There's a little blue doll with like pink hair. It is so
I-
cute. If you are listening today, go to their Oki Escape Games Insta or Facebook, and it's about halfway down the page. There's some pictures. They're super cute. I love them.
I'm still looking for it. I'm gonna find it.
I gotta help you here.
Listen. Halfway down. Oh, I found him.
They're so
What?
cute. There's little
Oh,
potato
yeah.
heads.
When did you start doing this? Were they there when we were there?
If they weren't, it was shortly after you
Yeah.
guys came.
I think you asked.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Missed it out.
maybe, yeah.
So you might have been a little bit of inspiration for it.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
But we do. So now we have keychains and
Oh,
locks with our logos and stickers and shirts.
Stickers, yeah,
Stickers! Yay! 500 points.
and I will give the stickers away because sometimes people will be like, "Oh, can I just take this?" And we charge like $2, but I tell them if they're like, "Oh, never mind," I say, "Hey, if you promise to put it on your water bottle and
nice.
take that around, then just take it," because that's free
Do the
advertising.
same thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so with the speed rounds, Chris will ask you questions and you get to answer. Each of you gives an answer.
Okay.
One sentence, no expanding on that. If you want to expand after the speed round, we can talk about some of that. All right. Chris, take it away.
All right. What is your favorite nonfiction book?
For me or Jesse? Sorry.
It's both of you. So whoever wants to go first.
Oh, do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's called An Anxious Generation.
Oh, okay. And Matt?
I had the same answer. So the reason is because
no, you can't expand.
I just gotta give one sentence.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so that book is about declining mental health of young people, and we see in our rooms that we view escape rooms as an escape from reality, but sometimes these young people coming in, it's an escape to reality, and so that's all.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Favorite fiction book. Matt, you go first this time.
Favorite fiction book? Oh, what did I don't know. Percy Jackson. I really like Percy Jackson.
All right, yeah, I do too. Yeah, good.
And Jessi?
Secret Garden.
All right. That's another good one.
Okay. What is your favorite or one of your favorite escape games that you've played?
Mine is, there's an escape room in Ponchatoula, Louisiana called the Escape Warehouse. And there's a game called Hide and Seek. That was my favorite.
Mine is called The Mind Secret. I can't remember, but it's at Labyrinth. It's over in Boise. It's really cool.
All right.
Okay. What is one game or location you really want to play or visit?
Weeping
Start
Witch
with-
at Crossroads.
Good one.
And mine is Seed of Hope because Curt recommended it when he came, and so I put it on my bucket list.
Awesome.
Okay. What is your favorite board game?
Box One.
Really? Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute.
And mine is Monopoly.
All right.
No, the speed round. Isn't there a box 2 now? Right? Am I
Yes.
thinking wrong?
There is.
Okay. Hey, Matt, you should have said box 2. No, that would be funny. All right, here we go. What is your favorite YouTube or TikTok channel if you have one?
Our kids love Mark Rober. They watch a lot of Mark Rober.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
good one.
Mark Rober. Yeah.
That's the end of the speed round. So let's talk a little bit about a couple of your answers. Number
Listen to
one,
him. He's all judgmental. Let's talk about your answers and why they're
let's talk
wrong.
about you. No, not wrong. Escape Warehouse. We loved that place. We really enjoyed that one. Yeah, we want to go back at some point and play their newest one. But Tina loved hide and seek for sure. And then Clue Carré we played as well and really liked some of their games.
I think, yeah,
It was a good balance of set and puzzles.
yeah.
Right.
But
Box
yeah,
One.
No.
Oh yeah.
Box One. It's the waiting. It was good until you had to wait for 24 hours or whatever.
Well, Matt found a little shortcut there.
Oh.
The time on the clock.
I did.
Yeah, so it moved it ahead. So
Smart.
he changed the time on our computer So we didn't have to wait 24
Oh,
hours.
see, I completely forgot about that. That doesn't surprise me. When I play an escape room or something like this, I'm always looking for how to shortcut, cheat, whatever. I
That's a
forgot
good
about
one. Weeping Witch, amazing. That is one of our favorites. Of course, I love that you remember Seed of Hope was our favorite, still is. We are going to Montreal in June, and we expect that to rise up to the top
Oh, yeah.
when we go there. Yeah. So,
that. Nice.
all right. Well, thank you for those answers. Do you guys have a story of an unusual group or incident that has happened at your business?
Probably one of the coolest things is, if you can believe this, the same day that you and Tina came, that evening I got a phone call similar to the one that you called and said, can we play with just two? Had
Mhm.
somebody else call and say, can we play with just two? And I said, yeah. And they said they want to play 2 rooms. And so they came. It was like 8 p.m. And I was like, oh, are you guys on an 8-month RV escape room excursion also? And they're like what? And I was like, we just had. I said, sorry, I was just kind of making a joke. We had these people can't come earlier, and they're like, no. They said, well, but we're married, and for the last 20 years they had been trying to visit all 50 states.
Ah,
And I kid you not, Idaho was the 50th state, the final state they needed to visit.
what?
And yeah, they chose and they were using escape rooms to kind of motivate them, to get the last couple states. And so they came to play the potato escape room because
That's wild.
yeah, and it was like so cool. And they were the nicest people that I ever met. I talked to them for probably an hour after their games were done, and they were just so encouraging and
Nice.
just awesome people. And so that day, I was thinking it was the next day, but I went back and checked, and it was the same day. So that day
Huh.
alone was just a really awesome day
That's
for us.
wild. It's funny when we play a room and we start talking to the owners. I always want to just keep talking, but Tina's social battery drops really quick.
Yeah.
And after about, 5-10 minutes, yeah, I could just see it in her eyes and she's ready to go. And I'm like, oh, I want to keep talking. And she just wants to go. And if there's an ice cream place around, she wants to go there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The tricky part was we had another group show up. I think we probably would have talked to you
yes.
guys a little longer, but another group, they showed up, and so you guys.
Yeah.
had to go.
That's what it
And
is.
the ducks are now a permanent fixture in our control room.
Yes, they are.
Nice. Have grandma crochet a duck.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, tell everyone the best way to follow Oki and to reach out to you both.
we're on Instagram and Facebook. You can go to okescapegames.com. You can email us.
OKEscapeGames@gmail.com.
Nice. We'll put all that in the show notes. Thank you both so much. And I feel bad. This is your date night. You're making up your Valentine's.
So romantic to talk to Curt and I.
Escape rooms?
Yeah, this is perfect.
We went to Hawaii for our anniversary, and we spent the whole time playing escape rooms.
Yeah.
Do they have decent escape rooms there?
They were pretty good.
You're like,
Yeah.
Well,
Hawaii,
the reason we did that was because one of them it was just the chain. What's it called?
The escape game.
The escape game. And so, those ones you can go someplace else. But we did one that was
In Waikiki.
We did one at
Nice.
Waikiki Escapes or something, and that one was cool.
We had
Waikiki?
a really great game master.
Waikiki.
Waikiki.
Yeah.
Waikiki.
Waikiki.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, now we know.
Cool.
Where the
Okie Waikiki.
That's right. Love it.
No, well, thank you so much again for spending the time with us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for creating this podcast. Like I said, I hadn't heard of the podcast before, but since you emailed us, we've listened to every episode.
Yeah, and we love it. It's awesome.
Nice.
We do.
Sorry.
Nice.
And it's so great. It's so great for people. It's hard sometimes to get information about how to start an escape room or how to improve an escape room, but this has been a great resource. So
good. I'm glad you're getting something out. I mean, honestly, it was a selfish thing for me, since opening an escape, or taking over, buying an escape room and trying to get all this information. And Chris was kind enough to be my co-host. He brings that salt to my pepper. And so thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Definitely. Alrighty. Well, this has been another batch of mystery soup, and we're simmering down now. But the intrigue never stops. Stay sharp, stay curious, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Mystery soup. Mystery soup. Mystery soup.